Hey, the news comes up next right here, right now on your nation station, DBS Radio.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
In the headlines, police uncover 7 guns in 1 month through vehicle and house searches. In news from the region, St. Kitts and Nevis Attorney General shares the progress of establishing cannabis industry. And internationally, U.S. President Donald Trump threatens Russia with tariffs while unveiling new Ukraine weapons plan. Good evening, I am Leila Langford. Details of the news when I return.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay. Flow is keeping you connected.
DBS News.
Welcome back. Making the headline this evening, Acting Police Chief Lincoln Corbett is reporting several significant interceptions during police operations this year. Corbett says in just about 1 month, 7 firearms and 84 rounds of ammunition, in addition to vehicles, have been seized during these operations.
Now, effective the 6th of June of this year, we have ramped up our police exercises in search of firearms. And you will have seen the officers on the streets doing a lot of VCPs, what we call vehicle checkpoints. And also we've been also doing house searches. This is all in response to the increased use of firearms. And to date, we have seized 7 firearms, 5 by way of VCPs and 2 by way of house searches. So we've conducted almost 40 VCPs from June 6th to the 12th of July, 13 house searches. As I indicated, we have seized 7 firearms. We've seized 84 rounds of ammunition, 16 motorcycles. We've made 4 arrests. We've also seized $15,000, 3 motor vehicles, and 1.1 kilos of cocaine.
Acting Police Chief Lincoln Corbett. Corbett says over 40 firearms have been intercepted by law enforcement so far this year.
As an aggregate for the year so far, we've seized 49 firearms and 289 rounds of ammunition at the port of Dominica. We have made 2 major seizures that we announced sometime. Well, interestingly, in those seizures, we seized 3 high-powered AR-15 type rifles. These rifles, I've said before, those are weapons of war, and they do not belong on the streets of Dominica.
Acting Police Chief Lincoln Corbett. In related news, a dedicated firearm task force is being established as part of a series of decisive and immediate measures to address the recent spike in gun-related crimes in Dominica. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit made the announcement during a press conference this morning.
Today, I'm announcing a series of decisive and immediate measures to address the situation head-on. 1. We are establishing a dedicated firearms task force within the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force. 2. Effective immediately, we're implementing a confidential hotline for members of the public to report illegal firearms or suspicious activity. Your identity will be protected, your civic duty will be rewarded. 3. We're also declaring a limited amnesty period for anyone in possession of illegal firearms or ammunition to surrender them to law enforcement without fear of prosecution. 4. The government will begin the installation of surveillance camera systems across the country, starting with the city of Rosa. 5. In the interim, I have directed the police force to increase foot and mobile patrols in Rosa and indeed across the country. 6. I have directed that the state engages a special prosecutor to deal with all major gun-related offenses in Dominica. And 7. There will be a ban on the use of tint on all rented vehicles in Dominica.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. Prime Minister Skerrit also issued a stern warning to individuals involved in serious crimes in Dominica.
Let me take this moment to speak directly to those who believe they can operate outside the law. We will find you, we will disarm you, and we will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. We cannot allow anyone in this country with the illegal means to bring fear onto a country. Dominica is a peaceful nation, and we will not permit our streets to become battlegrounds.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. The launch of BikeFest 2025, originally scheduled for this afternoon at the Kinfield Airport, has been postponed. According to the Discover Dominica Authority, the second edition of the highly anticipated Bike Festival had to be postponed due to circumstances beyond their control. BikeFest 2025 will now be launched tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. at the Kinfield Airport. BikeFest 2025 will take place from July 26 to 27. Tomorrow's launch will be carried live on DBS Radio. In other news, Kalinago Chief Annette Sanford says the foundation for the changes she wants in the Kalinago territory is already being laid. She became the first female Kalinago chief in modern history in July 2024. Chief Sanford told DBS News networking with individuals interested in supporting the Kalinago territory has been important during her first year as chief.
Within the territory itself, I believe that for me, the most important thing has been being able to network with other organizations, other leaders across the region who would be willing to support some of the initiatives that we have within the territory. As you know, sometimes because of the politics that I've been involved in the past, it poses a little challenge because some of the requests that we make as a council is not often heard. However, if I'm able to network and, meet individuals who are interested in supporting the Kalinago territory other than just having that focus on central government, then I believe we'll be in a better position to do more for the territory. Generally, in a nutshell, it has been a very good experience. I am building on my skills and my competencies, and just the opportunity to network and create the change that I would really want to see within the territory. I can already see that the foundation is being laid, and to me, that is a great achievement.
Kalinago Chief Annette Sanford. The Kalinago Chief also said the people of the Kalinago territory has a lot to contribute to Dominica, especially in the area of tourism.
If we realize as a country the value that we offer, not just historically, but as part of the national future in terms of land management or culture-based education, having us more included in some of the economic activities that we have, the Kalinago people can definitely contribute to uplifting the entire country. And we have to realize that the Kalinago people have so much potential and the territory has so much potential, particularly in the areas of tourism. And so we have to find ways to be able to enhance the experiences that tourists have when they come to the territory, helping us upgrade our infrastructure so that we can offer quality services to people, helping us upgrade our customer service and strengthen our institutions within the territory. All these will definitely contribute to increasing and improving our tourism product here in Dominica.
Kalinago Chief Annette Sanford. Registrar at the Cooperative Division of Dominica, Mariette Canoville, has credited the school's saving program or credit unionettes as one of the reasons why Dominica has the highest membership in credit unions in the world. Speaking on the Youth Development Division's Youth Vibes on DBS Radio on Saturday, Canoville said the program teaches children about credit unions and how to save.
You hear people say that we have the highest penetration of members in credit union in the world, and which is true. In fact, the statistics show that we have 219% penetration. And often it is asked, how did we achieve this? And we must say that this was achieved through the program that we have at the Cooperative Division and the school, where children learn to save at an early age. So you find at the secondary school, the accounts can be transferred, or we say graduate, to the credit unions. So a lot of students leave school knowing what it is to save, what a credit union is, what a cooperative is. So we have a history in the world of having the highest penetration of people in cooperatives in the world.
Registrar at the Cooperative Division of Dominica, Mariette Canoville. 2025 has been designated as the International Year of Cooperatives by the United Nations, underscoring the vital role cooperatives play in sustainable development. It is being celebrated under the theme Cooperatives Build a Better World. In other news, over 100 former students of St. Andrew's High School gathered in Dominica over the weekend to celebrate the school's reunion. A grand reunion banquet and award ceremony took place on Saturday at the Intercontinental Resort and Spa in Portsmouth. Former Prime Minister of Dominica, Oliver J. Serafin, says the St. Andrew's High School has a rich history in Dominica's educational landscape.
The celebration of a reunion by past students of St. Andrew's High School, which took place over the weekend, is a recognition of the epochal and generational change and historical life-changing phase for the children of the northern and eastern districts of Dominica, particularly the Kalinago community. And so in the case of the Wesley High School, the foundation of it was that following the Hurricane David of 1979, that John Gomes, early Carston B. Robinson, had approached me as the Prime Minister of Dominica at the time to allow them the use of the Londonderry Youth Camp, which my government gave to the Methodist Church for the purpose of introducing a school in the north.
Former Prime Minister of Dominica, Oliver J. Serafin. Serafin says the school provided an opportunity for people in the north, especially the Kalinago people, to receive a secondary school education.
For generations before, the children of the Kalinago were seen at St. Mary's Academy or the Dominica Grammar School or even the Convent High School. In fact, one could count them on one hand to establish that there were only so few who made it to those high schools for the obvious reasons of how can they be relocated and where would they stay. But in the advent of the Wesley High School having changed over to Londonderry as the new high school opportunity for students of the northern and eastern villages, there were many who were able now to go to high school because of the proximity to the villages. But more than that, the first bus service was given by my government to the Kalinago community to ensure that they had a facility to get them to the high school at Londonderry, which is a distance away from their homes. But students emerged out of that: lawyers, doctors, engineers, magistrates, registrars, educators, government leadership. This all transformed the Kalinago community into what it has become today.
Former Prime Minister of Dominica, Oliver J. Serafin. That's the National Focus, Regional and International Developments up next.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay. Flow is keeping you connected.
DBS News.
In news from the region, Attorney General of St. Kitts and Nevis, Gaff Wilkin, shared exciting updates on the medicinal cannabis in the Federation. The establishment of the medicinal cannabis industry has been under discussion for several months in St. Kitts and Nevis. Officials have shared that stakeholders have gotten far in regulating the medicinal cannabis industry in the country. The St. Kitts and Nevis government officially established the Medicinal Cannabis Authority in April. This development was first in a series of steps that they have taken to solidify the industry. Officials have also acknowledged that the progress in the establishment of the Cannabis Authority is slow. The Attorney General shared that it is important for the administration to go slow and lay a strong foundation. And internationally, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced the U.S. will send top-of-the-line weapons to Ukraine via NATO countries, while also threatening Russia with severe tariffs if a deal to end the war is not reached within 50 days. Trump said following a meeting with NATO Chief Mark Rutte in Washington, they want to make sure Ukraine can do what it wants to do. Rutte confirmed the U.S. had decided to massively supply Ukraine with what is necessary through NATO and that the Europeans would foot the bill. That's news, the DBS Evening Sports Report. Up next.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Welcome to the DBS Evening Sports Report. Australia have sealed a series win, getting past the West Indies by 176 runs on the third day of the third and final test match against the West Indies at Sabina Park in Jamaica. West Indies were bowled out for 27 runs on day 3 of play this afternoon. Australia were bowled out for 121 runs, their lowest total against the West Indies since 1995. Starting day 3 on 99 for 6, Australia were bowled out inside 45 minutes of play. Alzarri Joseph was the pick of the West Indies bowlers, picking up his second 5-wicket haul in Test cricket. He was supported by Sharma Joseph, who had figures of 4 for 34. England have taken a 2-1 lead in their 5-match test series against India. The host pulled off a 22-run win on the final day of the third test at Lord's today. Chasing 193 for victory, India fell short and were bowled out for 170 runs. Final scores were England 387 and 192, and India 387 and 117. England captain Ben Stokes was named the player of the match.
It felt right in my tummy that Joff was going to do something this morning to break the game open. Yeah, gut feel doesn't always work, but those 2 wickets he got this morning, obviously swung the game massively in our favour. Obviously, big day today, but I thought the game was on the line, and yeah, there's not many things that can get you. Bowling to win the Test match for your country on day 5. However you wake up in the morning, if that doesn't get you going or get you up for going out there and putting in for your team, then I don't know what will. Obviously, yesterday, it came down but there was more cricket to be played. Today there wasn't. Game was on the line, and that obviously is a completely different element and aspect to what it was last night. Obviously put a big shift in yesterday. Today was it was going to be my decision when I stopped bowling. as soon as I felt like I was not the person to break this game open or take the wicket, that's when I decided, right, enough's enough. Change the bowlers up.
England captain Ben Stokes. Meanwhile, England spinner Shoaib Bashir has been ruled out of the remainder of the Test series against India with a broken finger on his left hand. Bashir was injured attempting a catch off his own bowling on day 3 of England's win in the third Test at Lord's. After sitting out much of the remainder of the Test, Bashir returned to bowl on the 5th day despite the issue and took the final wicket as England secured a 22-run victory. Bashir will undergo surgery later this week. Bashir has played in all of England's tests since the 4th match of their tour of India in February 2024. Club One successfully retained their KFC men's national volleyball title as they beat MCCU Sunrise in another 5-set thriller at the Massac Indoor Facility last night. Club One dropped the first set but bounced back to beat Sunrise 3-2, taking a series sweep in the process to win the men's Division 1 title. Club One captain is Sidney John.
It feels great. We backed our ability and we know that we were able to do it. Once again, I think it's the 7th time in 8 games we went to 5 sets with Sunrise. So, they gave us a good run. But in the end, we were able to hold our nerve and come out with the victory.
But in the first set, Sunrise dominated in the first set. What did you say to your team to get back into the game?
Yeah, we had a shaky start, but the message was just to back ourselves. We are confident in our abilities. We had some tactical changes, and then we were able to go forth from there.
All right, so what do you hope for Club One moving forward? What are you looking forward to?
To get bigger, better, more championships. Even though this is our 2nd time winning, as I said the last time, we never stop learning. There's always room for improvement. Even tonight when we won, there are things that we can improve on individually and collectively. So it's back to the drawing board.
Club One captain Sidney John speaking with Sheena Harry. MCCU Sunrise coach Itoma James says his team were not tough enough.
Well, honestly, it's just mental toughness. I mean, we're playing a game against a team that is going to fight. We have to be willing to fight too. And when it comes down to it, when you have to win the game, when you get the chances to win the game, you have to be strong enough and confident enough in yourself to win the game. We had the chances to win the game, and we just gave them away by just lapse of judgment, not having enough confidence to go for the points when we needed to.
MCCU Sunrise coach Itoma James. Meantime, R&D has forced a third and final game in the men's Division 2 finals. They beat Club One 3-1 in Game 2 last night. Zimbabwe opened their T20 International Triangular Series with a loss against South Africa. It was Zimbabwe's 6th consecutive T20 international defeat to South Africa. South Africa, playing in their first T20 match this year, won by 5 wickets with 25 balls remaining. Batting first, Zimbabwe posted 141 for 6. Sikandar Raza led the batting with 54 runs. Bowling for South Africa, George Lind picked up 3 for 10. Chasing 142 for victory, South Africa got off to a rocky start with 38 for 3. They bounced back to pick up the victory, getting 142 for 5. Herman made 45 and Diwal Berifs 41. Technical advisor to the national under-15 boys football team, Kurt Hurd, says last weekend's efforts against Anguilla are a step in the right direction. The national under-15 football team picked up a 5-0 win over Anguilla on Sunday and a 1-1 draw on Saturday in 2 international friendlies played at the DFA Technical Center. The matches formed a part of preparations for Dominica's bid in the CONCACAF under-15 qualifier.
Yeah, today and yesterday were fantastic because we've got a squad of 19 and we can only take a squad of 18. So we have some decisions to make on certain players in certain positions. So this weekend really gave us yesterday might have made things slightly easier, but those ones that played today, it's giving us a bit of a headache again. So, I mean, there were a few standouts in there. I thought TJ was fantastic, and yesterday in midfield, today at centre back. Credit to the fullbacks as well. A tough shift in playing in the amount of time that they did. Young Karlik is captain in there in the midfield. Karlik and Jayan in that first half unplayable, and that front three just unplayable. So really happy for the boys getting the rewards, and they've certainly given the coaches now a real headache for selection for this tournament.
Technical advisor to the national under-15 boys football team, Kurt Hurd. Taran George and Roxon Kopel scored 2 goals each, and Kalik Privo added another in Dominica's 5-0 win. Meantime, Anguilla coach Iwan Gunfer says that despite the results, it was a good experience.
First and foremost, from the Anguilla sides, I want to give credit to Dominica first. I think they came with a really good game plan today. Coach Kurt, who I know has come in from the TDS program and is a talent coach in the country, I think you're very, very blessed to have someone like that within Dominica and to go and push for the standards that he's created. I think from an Anguilla side, from the experience that they've learned from today, it's a humbling one. I think there may be good players in Anguilla, but the reality is Anguilla is a country of 15,000 people. So you have to play games, you have to expand your games program for these boys to go and learn. Yes, it's disappointing, of course, considering the game that we had yesterday, but these boys have to learn. So a couple of things, I think it's humbling. I think it's a learning experience for them. I think ego has definitely been hurt today. But looking forward to the future with this team and looking forward to what CONCACAF and the 15s brings.
Anguilla coach Iwan Gunfer. Central Cooperative Credit Union Dubla FC ended its round of matches in the DFA Premier League with a 2-point lead at the top of the points table. Dubla managed all 3 points on the weekend, while their nearest rivals, the Belfast Estate Maho Suka Strikers, dropped points. Dubla got past Promex Harlem. The Dubla captain, Brielle Thomas, got 2 goals as he led Dubla to a 2-1 win. Donan Gervais got the lone goal for Harlem. The win moves Dubla to 30 points. Meantime, the Belfast Estate Maho Soka Strikers dropped points in their hunt to keep pace with the league leaders. Maho were held to a 1-1 draw with Connex 767 Courts Ready Cash East Central. Damario, challenger, netted for Maho, but Randolph Pelty got the equalizer for East Central. The result leaves Maho on 28 points. Maho Suka Strikers player Nick Anthony was not happy with the effort from his team.
I think we started off the game on our back foot. We didn't play Suka Strikers football. We played the opponent's type of football tonight. We didn't come out to win. I think we were lackadaisical and complacent in that game, but we will go back to the drawing board and come back to fight again.
Do you think the complacency had anything to do with the fact that East Central at the bottom of the table, you maybe felt that you would have probably been walking over them tonight?
Well, that is not the mentality we came here with, but we played like that, I would say. But regardless of where you are on the table, doesn't mean you cannot win a game. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a game of football. They have both ends. But like I say, we'll go back to the drawing board and come back again.
Nick, how big though is this in terms of the title race? Crucial 2 points drop.
Yes, I think it's a very tough time for us in this game because we are chasing the champions and we really want to come out victorious, come out with the title this season, and I think this is a very heartbreaking moment for us as a team, but we have opportunities ahead. 5 more games or 6 more games, I think, in the title running. I think, you know, we give it the benefit of the doubt that the champions drop points like we can because we are all human, but we'll come back again to fight.
Belfast Estate Maho Soka Strikers player Nick Anthony. The point is a valuable one for the East Central as it moves them to points or 6 points.
Yes, Gavin, definitely. I think it was a keenly contested encounter. Both teams went for it. I thought my guys played very well today. Created a few chances in the first half. Thought we could have scored 1 or 2 in the first half, but the goals didn't come. And then second half we went down 1-0, and the boys just kept on fighting. And then midway the second half the equalizer came, and the boys just went for it. We could not get the 3 points, but we walk away with the 1 point today.
Given the situation that East Central are in, trying to avoid relegation, how crucial is this 1 point against second place Maho?
Yeah, crucial, crucial. But even more than the 1 point is the performance, the belief, and the confidence of the guys. It means that we can go out there and compete with the very, very best. Maho is way up the table there, having a good season, and if we can come out there for the second time for the season to draw with them, it means that we have what it takes to be in the Premier League. So again, it's just the belief. I think it gives the guys the confidence, it gives my boys, and we'll continue fighting, game after game.
You have a few games left, Stanton. Job still not done as it looks to avoid a relegation. What will be the message to the guys?
Well, the message, Gavin, is to continue working hard. I think we have to continue working in training. First of all, you have to come out and work hard, put in the hours in training, and that will connect to the matches onto the playing field. If the guys can come out and play how they did today, I think we'll win 1 or 2 more matches, and I think we'll be all right eventually.
East Central head coach Stanton Serafin. In other results, Valvoline We United remained in the 3rd place in a 3-0 win over Middleham United last night. Kian Thomas got a brace and Dale